Texas. I am privy to your We Are Forney page, and I have been there. There are people here in Dallas, Texas, across the city, who support me. So let's talk about a little bit before I release the video of Yunez and what exactly happened. This talk is going to be raw and it's going to be gritty, and I'm going to say some things on here that people have been wanting to say for a very long time, but they simply haven't said them. So what happened with Yunez? Before his video comes out, I want to share with you guys a little bit about what happened to Yunez in the city of Forney. What happened was he was pulled over by the police in Forney, Texas, because Yunez had gotten to a fender bender. That's what happened. Hey, you guys doing? Good to see everybody. Thank you for coming. And Yunez had gotten to a fender bender, and I have the video I'm going to release. This is what the green screen was for. We shot the insert shots today, and so you guys are going to get to see it. And what happened, what went wrong in Yunez's stop, where Yunez was put in torture cuffs, and the reason why he's filing a civil federal rights lawsuit against the city of Forney and against the Forney Police Department. Here's the reasons why. I'm going to explain it because there's a video coming out in the next 48 hours. It's going to take me a day to edit this thing together that we shot today. And so it's going to take me a couple days to get it done. But the first mistake that Yunez made and that you might make, and if you're not prepared to be pulled over by the police, this is how you prepare. The very first one is you want to have your data on one card. Yunez did not have his data on one card. He did not have his information, his insurance, his registration, and his proof of insurance on one card. He didn't have it. His driver's license, insurance, and proof of registration, he didn't have it on one card. And so then when he had to call to get his insurance card from his wife, that's when things went bad. That's when the cop took the phone out of his hand. And just so you guys know, he also didn't have the Trifold. He didn't have a way to tell the police, I'm not going to answer any questions. He is a foreigner. He's from Morocco. He's only been in America since 2015. He's a family man. He's got a wife and 3 kids. He's in no way aggressive at all whatsoever in any way, shape, or form. He didn't have a way to communicate properly with the police. Number one, he didn't have his driver's license, insurance, and proof of registration on one card. He didn't have that put together that way. It's not his fault. He didn't know. When you get pulled over by the police, what happens? What's the first thing that happens to you? You're immediately disoriented. Immediately disoriented. Because you're not expecting to be pulled over. When I'm pulled over by the police, what I do is I slow it way down. I talk slow, I move slow, everything I do is slow. And then the second thing is, he did not have a way to communicate that he doesn't want to talk to them. He's from Morocco. He didn't want to talk to the cops, but he just kept talking and talking and talking. You want to immediately pull out your Trifold or a card or anybody else's who offers you something like this, and you want to say, I have the right to remain silent. I'm not going to speak any further. This is what should have happened immediately. Immediately, he should have had his driver's license, his insurance, and proof of registration on one card. He should have then immediately said, here is this, I do not answer questions. And he should have given this to the cop. And the next time the cop asks you a question, you point and you say, I don't answer questions. You point, you say, I don't answer questions right there. I have the right to remain silent. Show him the case law behind it. The cop was saying that he smelled alcohol in the car right here. The smell of marijuana doesn't work. The smell of alcohol doesn't work. The cop was making things up. When you guys hear and see Yunez's case, when you see what happened to this man, it is disgusting. Officer David Holm at the Forney Police Department, my friend, you're going to face a federal civil rights lawsuit against you, Officer Holmes, at the Forney Police Department. His name is Yunez, and I said Forney. Forgive me. So you have to have your information put together on one card. This is mine. It's put together on one card. Driver's license, insurance, proof of registration, all on one card. You all need to do this. You don't want to be disoriented when the cops pull you over. You don't want to wonder what you should say or what you should do. It should all be set up for you in advance. And you don't have to give him the actual identification. You can show him a representation of your ID, because when it comes back, it's going to come back your height, your weight, your driver's license number, your insurance, your registration, your VIN number. You have to put this together. Go spend the 10 minutes at FedEx office or go to Office Max and get your laminate put together. Just like that. DUI checkpoint, you ever go through a DUI checkpoint? You don't even roll the window down. Simply present your driver's license and look forward. Don't even acknowledge those garbage men on the side. I'm sorry, garbage men work hard for their money. Police are parasites. So now there's the first thing. The second thing is the cop is going to say things to you. Remember, Yunez's parents, who were in town from Morocco, speak no English. And the cop said, let me see your ID. You then turn to the page where it says, give me your ID, and you show him, no, my parents don't have to show you ID. It's right there. It's right there. My parents don't have to show you my ID. It's right there. You don't want to give cops your information, not your phone number, not your email. Is this the address you live at? Right there. Just point at it. And you tell them, I'm not going to give you any information. You do not give police your information. You don't do that. They're data collecting on you. Now, I'm really busy doing a few things, but just so you know, here in Forney, there is a Facebook page called We Are Forney. And there are I have friends all over the country who support that we need checks and balances on police. But the first thing is you have to have your driver's license, insurance, and proof of registration ready to go on a card, just like this. And then the second thing is you have to have a pamphlet to speak for you. And the first one is you do not answer questions. You do not answer questions. You have a Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Simply show this to the officer, point right there, and you say, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. That's it. And then you stop talking. Stop talking. Because when we went to file a complaint at the police department the other day, the cop said, oh, I was nice to you. We had a nice conversation. There should have been no conversation. There shouldn't have been a conversation, because you should have shown him your Fifth Amendment right to remain silent, and you should have stopped talking. And believe me, Yunez, he did not dislike police. He's never disliked police. We have a heck of a video coming out for you guys. He never has had a problem with police. He's never been anti-cop. As a matter of fact, you'll hear him in his video. He says, I was the first person to say, if you have a problem, call the police. He says it himself in his own words. He's not anti-police. Yunez has nothing but respect for people who wear uniforms. Did you know that? Because he served in the military in his country in Morocco. And he's here as an American. He's only been an American for 7 years. He has nothing but respect for police and firefighters. He's never had any, listen, I don't like cops. I don't respect cops. I don't like you if you're a cop. The cop who died on the side of the road, you know what? God have mercy on his soul, because I just don't have it. Sorry. And for the people in Forney, let's talk about you next. Let's talk about it. So you have to have this trifold. You should have it in your car. It goes in your visor. You don't answer questions if they say they smell marijuana, if they say they're going to search your car. Everything the cop is going to say, if the cop tells you to watch your mouth, it's up there. Here's the case law. You don't have to watch your mouth. If they tell you they're going to pat you down, pat down your body, here's exactly what you say. If they tell you, don't film me, here's exactly what you show them. I can film cops anytime I want. If they say, give me your ID, you show them this. If they say, open your glove box is a sacred container protected by your constitutional rights. If they say they're going to search your car, that's what they say. This is on indestructible paper. I made this for you guys. I'll give it to you for free if you can't afford to buy it. I'll give this to you for free. No charge. Just send me an email. I'll send it to you for free. I got about 10 people waiting for me to unlock the Google Drive, and I'll get on that as soon as I get off this live. You don't have to give me a dime. Get this in your car. Print it out at Kinko's and keep it. And never, ever talk to the police, ever. Don't talk to them. They're not your friends. They hate you. They're taught in training that you're the enemy, that they want to take you to a dungeon. That's their whole goal. That's the police's goal. So you should have this in your car at all times, right? Let me talk. You don't have to let that cop talk. It's your God-given right to interrupt him. Is that a threat? These are the fighting words. I didn't say fighting words, okay? It says no highway parking. If you pull over to film someone, you show them, I can park on the highway anytime I want. Show them this. You don't speak. You do not speak. You have to answer my questions. No, I don't. I smell marijuana, or I'm going to revoke consent. If someone's car is being searched, if you see anybody's car or them being searched, you go up to them and you say, do you know you can revoke consent? Tell the cop. You have to verbally tell him, I revoke consent. You have to say it out loud. And here's the case law surrounding it. You have to have this on you. I'll give it to you for free. If you want to buy the indestructible paper, go to DeleteLawZ.com. So now let me address the people of Forney. I saw your We Are Forney page. I got screenshots from 50 people. There's people in your group who are sending me screenshots. Did you know that? Did you know that? Why is that? How come so many people support what I'm doing? Why is that? Because now I want to ask the people of Forney something who are going on and saying things. Let me ask you a question. Have all of your interactions with the police been pleasant? Has it been just hunky-dory for you? Are we living in Leave It to Beaver Town? Is that what's going on? Or are the police an absolutely dystopian idea of what justice is? That's what we're dealing with. That's the reason why I'm here. That's the reason why I exist. The reason why I'm the way I am is because I've been abused by police 20 times. I've been put in the dungeon for no reason. I've been arrested and I've watched the chief of police lie about me and say that I admitted that I was a criminal, that I was a drug dealer. I watched Michael Moore, chief of police of LAPD, when he was a detective, lie on the stand, and then I watched Shapiro tear him apart. So all these people in Forney who are on We Are Forney that are saying things, soul search. Be honest with yourself. How many good interactions have you had with cops? None. Don't lie. You've had maybe one or two if they really like you and you're white. So I'm just telling you, man. So the people of Forney, when I read your little blurbs on there and people said who I'm evil, why do I exist? Why do I exist? Why is there me? How come there is? There's me because there's them. I exist. I am not the symptom. I'm what came out from being abused. The reason why there's thousands and thousands and thousands of people who support what we're doing here is because people are being abused by the police. And you guys here, the Forney PD, I forgot the guy's name, David Holmes. You guys understand what David Holmes at the Forney Police Department did? We have the body cam footage. I'm about to reveal it to you. David Holmes of the Forney Police Department, what he did, he went to a fender bender and put Yunez in handcuffs, torture cuffs, for 16 and a half minutes. He went there, didn't act like an adult, acted like a subjective person who happened to be in the other car during a fender bender, and then he put him in torture cuffs. Yunez is a badass. He's not a wussy, but he's very calm, very mild-mannered, very respectful. He's a Muslim. He doesn't drink alcohol. Within the first 5 minutes of the cop interacting with him at 9:30 in the morning, the cop said to him, "I smell alcohol," and Yunez laughed. He was with his mother from Morocco who was in traditional Muslim headdress. Her hair was covered. His father is very quiet and cerebral, just like Yunez. You cops in Forney turned Yunez into me. Now he's never going to be me because he has respect for people in uniform. He already told me. It's on camera. He said, I have respect for people who wear a uniform. I have respect for people who put their lives on the line. He's nothing like me, but he no longer trusts the cops. And that's why I'm here. That's why I exist. That's why my life is what it is. Because the cops are abusing and hurting and torturing people, putting them in torture cuffs, taking them to a dungeon, abusing them, and then cops-splaining as why it's okay. Let me tell you something, Mr. Holmes from the Forney Police Department. You're going to federal court, buddy. You're going to a federal court for deprivation of rights under the color of law, Mr. Holmes. Mr. Holmes, then what he does, that frickin' Einstein, he then confuses the guy who he's being kind to, the white guy. He then confuses him with Yunez's information and then tells Yunez's wife and parents that he has a concealed carry license and that he has a gun in his console. It's the most crazy story you've ever heard. Yunez told him from the beginning he didn't have a gun. Yunez told him from the beginning he doesn't have a concealed carry and that he doesn't have a gun on him. The cop then manufactures aloud that he has a gun on him, and he says, put the gun down. I can't wait for you guys to see this video. I can't wait. But the whole point is what I'm trying to say, plain as day, is that the people of Forney and We Are Forney, right? You've been abused by the police too. You've seen the cops hiding on the side of the road to make you the city's piggy bank. You've seen the cops arrest your brother, cousin, best friend, lover. You've seen it. But you've chosen your fear over your reality. That's the fact. Every person who has backed the blue, they're really afraid. That's the truth. And if you really soul search yourself as you listen to me talk and you say, oh, this guy's fully, the people on We Are Forney were saying that I'm evil. Really? I'm evil as I go from place to place helping people who've been cheated by the cops? I'm evil? Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? I don't think that's quite true. And then the other guy on the debate the other day said I was a sociopath. I watched a guy a few minutes ago get jumped by the cops and get beat up, and I literally felt anger go through my blood. That's a feeling. That's empathy for another person. So the people of Forney in We Are Forney, I'm addressing you guys directly. Just be honest. It's happened to you. It's happened to you a lot. You were pulled over when a cop was hiding. It was the middle of the night, and you went through a red light, but it was 3 o'clock in the morning, and your time you can never get back. So instead of sitting at that red light at 3 o'clock in the morning, you went through the red light, and there was a cop hiding, couldn't wait to arrest you and take you to a dungeon. And you experienced that. I just read a story from a guy who was asleep in his car. He was asleep in his car, and they did a welfare check. A welfare check is when you check to see if someone's okay. And instead of the welfare check, they checked on him all right, but then they put him in shackles and took him to a dungeon. Thanks a lot for coming by, cops. I really appreciate it. And then let me answer your questions in We Are Forney. Do I hate cops? Yes. Yes. I despise you. I despise cops. I don't want to feel that way. I want to respect and like cops. I want a third-party organization over the top of cops who film them and watch them. But until that happens, I despise you, and I think you've wasted your life. And just to the family who's got the son or the stepson guarding, and by the way, you know what they did? They took down the American flag and they reposted the blue stripe flag. They reposted a flag that terrorizes half of the people. And they said, oh no, blue lives matter. No, your flag is a terrorist flag. Your flag is what people fear. People fear you. When you're driving down the road and someone pulls behind you, who are you afraid of? You're afraid of the cop. When you're driving down the road, do you say, oh, look out for gangsters? No. What do you say? You say, look out for cops. They're hiding. They become our piggy banks. So if you listen to Chris Hedges is a great thinker, and he reads a lot of philosophy and he reads a lot of information. Chris Hedges said that in the 80s, when the corporations stopped paying their taxes, the cities, municipalities, and states then turned to tax the people. And how did they tax the people? Through fining them, through tickets. That's when the red light camera was invented, to make sure that if you go through a red light, even when no one's around, you need to pay the city for doing that. 3 o'clock in the morning, and you're not allowed to drive through a red light at 3 o'clock in the morning? Why is that? You can look left, you can look right, there's nobody around. How come you can't drive through a red light at 3 o'clock in the morning? Why is that? Why does the city need your money for driving through a red light at 3 o'clock in the morning? Maybe stoplights need to be rethought and reinvented. Maybe in 2021 with the digital era, we can change stoplights. Just maybe, do you think? Do you think maybe we can change stoplights so that you don't have to sit there at 3 o'clock in the morning? Do you think maybe we can change that cops can't pull you over anymore for any other reason than you're a reckless driver and you're a danger to others? That's what people need to be pulled over for. But instead, the reason why I despise you nasty pigs is because you hide out. You're the night. You're the terror in the night. You're the fear. You're the darkness. I'm not the fear. I'm not the darkness. I'm not the evil. You are. You signed up to do that, and I have no respect for you. And when you die, I go to your Facebook page and I say, may you burn in hell for what you've done to people. I feel bad about it. I talk to God all the time. I say, God, forgive me for having these feelings. I listen back. I'm waiting for God to tell me, it's okay, Chille, or you're going to get over it, Chille, or I'm waiting for God to answer my question. God, why do I feel this immense amount of hatred for police? Oh, getting arrested at 22 for jet skiing at 6 p.m., taken to a dungeon, getting arrested at 23 years old for not having my ID in my pocket, even though I knew my driver's license number, he took me to the dungeon. 3 days that time, 3 days the next time. Being railroaded in LA when I was 26 or 27, charged with 5 felonies when I hadn't broken the law. Put in a dungeon, charged with 5 felonies, watching the chief of police lie and say that I admitted I was a drug dealer. And then Shapiro tore him apart. If you're new to my videos, then you don't know the whole story. But long story short, I hired Shapiro, and Michael Moore lied on the stand. Did the police then charge Michael Moore for lying on the stand? Did they charge him? He lied about me on the stand. It was plain as day. Shapiro walked him in a circle. He said, you raided his house with a SWAT team. Yes. Did you record that? Yes, we did. Did you kick down his door? Did you record that? Yes, we did. Okay, you searched his house for evidence. Did you find the evidence? No. What did you find? You found this much marijuana. Did you record that? Yes, we did. And then you took him out of the bathtub when he was naked, and you shackled him like a pig. Did you record that? Yes, we did. And then when he confessed to being a drug dealer, did you record that? No, we didn't. The whole courtroom went, ooh, and these are people who don't know me. Was Michael Moore charged with perjury? Was he charged with filing a false police report against me? He said that I admitted to being a drug dealer, but they didn't record my confession. It's just preposterous. It's just preposterous. And so, to the people who are Forney, it's happened to you. You're going by what your family says or what your fear says, but it's happened to you. You've been pulled over at 2 o'clock in the morning and this cop has said, where are you going and where are you coming from and what are you doing? If you just comply, you're not going to have a problem. Is that true? Is that true, or has it happened to you? And now you've decided to back the blue so it doesn't happen to you too. And then you get pulled over and you say, I'm just going to my girlfriend's house and I'm just coming back from my mom's house and I was just going to the restaurant and I'm just doing these things. And every single thing you say, the cop is trying to figure out a way to charge you with a crime, to take you to a dungeon. And that's what we're dealing with, and that's what we're dealing with in America. It's never ending. I'm not evil. I've got a mom, I got sisters, I got a brother, I got a family. I love them all. I have deep empathy. I'm full of love. I break down and I sob and I cry when I see people get cheated and abused and raped and murdered by the police. And I do mean the word raped. Yes, literally, literally. And I hear their story. And they call me on the phone. I have so many emails. I have so many emails in my email box. I can't answer them all. Of people who tell me their story. I was sitting on a park bench. Cop walked up to me, asked me what I was doing. Next thing I know, I was in the dungeon. The people of Forney, don't act like you're asleep. It's happening to you too. Don't act like you're not a victim of the police. You are. Because there's no checks and balances on cops. I talk about the 3 police commissions. No one even knows what I'm talking about. What's the Wickersham? What's the NAP? What's the Mullen Commission? Have you been to my website, DeleteLawZ, and downloaded the Mullen Commission for free? Have you done that? This Trifold I talk about, I sell it. This is how I make money. 25 bucks for a hard copy, 15 bucks for a download. But guess what? You don't got the money, I'll give it to you for free. Oh man, I'm just a capitalist all the way, aren't I? I'll give anybody who wants it for free. But I'm just full of hatred and I'm evil. It's me. I'm the problem. I am actually the result of the problem. I have gotten here because the problem is the cop situation. The problem is an unchecked authority. That's the problem. The problem is absolute power and giving cops autonomy to decide they'll investigate themselves. And you know what they decided? No one did anything wrong. And they investigated Yunez's case. You know what they're going to come back with? They didn't do anything wrong. That's what they're going to say. You're going to court, David. You're going to federal district court, David. You're going to court, David. David, the guy who David Holmes, he literally told the guy's wife and parents that I looked up your name and you have a concealed carry license and you just told me you carry a gun in your console. Roll the tape back. He said, I don't have any weapons. There's no gun in the car. When the other cop gets there, Officer Holmes tells his superior, Mr. Smith, hey, he could have a gun in his truck. What does a cop think when one cop tells him he might have a gun in his truck? Watch him, he's very aggressive. Wait till you guys see the actual video. It is so atrocious. People of Forney who hate me or call me evil, when I show you what happened to Yunez, are you still gonna feel that way? When you see the actual video of Officer Holmes, of Mr. Holmes, creating fabricated lie after lie after lie, is it still me? Or am I here because the Forney Police Department investigated themselves and found no wrongdoing? Is that why I'm here? That's why I'm here. That's what I'm doing here. That's why I'm alive. That's my existence. That's what I'm supposed to do. Because I don't have a filter and I don't care if you like me. I don't care. I don't care if you are a fan of me. I don't care if you support me. Don't care. I tell people who have bought my products, who have sent me support, I tell them, I'm not going to do anything you want me to do. I'm going to do exactly what I want to do because this system has to be changed from the bottom to the top. All the way through. It has to be changed, changed, changed. I'm not bought. No one's paying for me. No one's paid for my loyalty. Nobody, and they never will. It'll never happen. But I'm reading how I'm an evil man. I'm evil. Really? Let's just talk about the cop whose blue striped terrorist flag I tore off of the site where he was killed. Not his grave, not private property. I tore the flag down on the side of the road where they fly a blue terrorist flag that half of us at least see the blue terrorist flag and we hate it. We see it as a symbol of terror, of absolute terror. I tore that flag down. I put up an American flag after they replaced it with the blue stripe flag. Just so you guys know, the family of that man who died, how long was he a cop for? Do you know what he did to people? Do you have any idea what it's like to be put in torture cuffs for 10 minutes behind your back super hard? Younes was put in cuffs for 16 and a half minutes. 16 and a half minutes. His hands, when I show you the shot of the video, his hands are beet red, and he's only had the cuffs on for 2 seconds. He said it was immediate pain. But he couldn't even think about that, because what he was thinking about next is, what's going to happen to me next? I didn't do anything but get in a car accident. And immediately he's put in torture cuffs, and he's tortured. What was Younes's mistakes? He didn't have his license, registration, and insurance on a laminated card. And as soon as the cop pulls you over, you are disoriented. Like it or not, you're gonna be disoriented. You need to have all your information on one laminated card. I have 2 of them in case that pig takes my card from me. Like they took away the guy's handicap placard and they took away the guy's license in Ohio, in Ironton, Ohio. Guess what, Ironton? I'll see you guys soon. The police in Ironton, I'll see you guys real soon. And I'm gonna expose your cops, and we're gonna get a federal lawsuit against the cop who did it to my friend in Ironton, Ohio. It's coming next. And then I'm heading over to Brookside, Alabama, and I'm heading over to Hot Springs, Arkansas. And why is that? Let me ask you guys a question. Why is it I'm traveling the country helping people who've been cheated by the police? Oh, because I'm evil? I read what you wrote in Forney. You said he's just an evil POS. Really? The guy who's got the blue flag on the side of the road? I guarantee you, if you stacked up my life to his, he would go down as the evil one for what he did to people, for how he treated human beings, how he put them in handcuffs and tortured them, how he took them to a dungeon and charged them with frivolous crimes that weren't true, how he fleeced them, how he cheated them. If you're one of those sons or daughters of that fallen police officer, really sorry your feelings are hurt right now, really sorry your father made that decision to go be a cop. You know why? Because you can't sign up to be a cop and remain good. You can try, you won't get promoted. You can try, you're not going to advance. You can try, you'll never be leader, ever. Read the Mullen Commission. It's on DeleteLawZ, on DeleteLawZ. It's free. Everything I offer you can get for free. My poster, my ebook, everything. Younes didn't have his license and registration. If I could do this for you, I would. You would be able to download your insurance and driver's license and proof of registration on a card. I wish you could send me your stuff and I'd do it for you so you had it in your car so that you didn't talk to those dirty pigs. And then when the cops come up to talk to you, you immediately have to tell them, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right. You have to show them a piece of paper and don't talk to them. Because just you guys saw, when Younes and I went to the police department to complain, they said, oh, I was nice to you. We had a nice conversation. But just so you know, Younes was being tortured with torture cuffs, and he was constantly being threatened that he could be arrested for reckless driving for getting an offender bender. And so he was acquiescing. He said here today in front of the green screen, he said, Chille, listen, I was saying anything I could to get out of those cuffs and not be taken to a dungeon. I was agreeing with them. He said, I was saying things that weren't true just to get out of the cuffs and not be taken to a dungeon. That's what Younes told me today. That's what he told me today. But it's me. The city of Forney, why am I here? Why am I here right now, Forney Police Department? Why am I here? I'm here because David Holmes abused a man, accused him of having a gun, told his parents he had a concealed carry license, told his wife he had a concealed carry license, told his partner he had a gun in the truck, told Younes that he had a gun in his console, and none of those things are true. Not a single one of them. Not a single word is true. They told the man he had a concealed carry license. He does not. The dumb officer Holmes confused the other guy who got into a fender bender. The other guy had a concealed carry license, and he applied that to Younes. But I'm evil. But I'm evil. I'm here doing God's work. You know why? Because may God have mercy on all of us if we continue with an unchecked, authoritarian, despotist police department. Despotism, absolute total control. You can't even shrug your shoulders when a man grabs you or you're resisting arrest. You dirty pigs. Every time you put your hands on me, I take them off of me because I'm trained. Don't touch me, dude. Keep your hands off me, right? But now you have the right to touch me. We've created laws and we've created people who are just sucking the boot, sucking the cop stick. Oh, cops can't do anything wrong. You know what? To the guy who died, to the family, is there any video? Got any video footage? Anybody got any body cam footage of what he did? What he did to people? You guys think I'm being mean to a dead guy? I'm not being mean to a dead guy. Who are the victims of that cop? How many people are victims of that cop? That's what I want to know. I'm here in Forney, the cop who died. Anybody who's a victim of that cop, spread this message. Anybody who's a victim of that cop, let me know. The cop who died, they put a blue striped terrorist flag on the side of the road. The cop who died, I don't even know his name and I don't care. I don't give a flying, I don't care. Don't care. How many people were a victim of that cop? How many people got cheated by that cop? How many people did that cop hurt? How many people did that cop take to a dungeon? And now they took down the American flag and put up a blue terrorist flag. They went and took down the American. Why isn't the American flag good enough to commemorate the death of a fallen person, of a fallen, I can't even say it. I can't even say it, I'm sorry. Of a fallen police officer. Why isn't the American flag good enough? Why does it have to be your gang flag? Why is that? How come that is? I'm just wondering. I'm just asking for a friend here. How come it has to be the gang flag? Why is that? Why do you have to have a gang flag flying? I put up an American flag. I went and paid for the flag. I put the flag up. Why can't it be an American flag? Are you guys too good for that? You guys are too good for that? It's just incredible. It's just absolutely incredible. The words I read today from We Are Forney, the people who are on We Are Forney, saying this man is evil. The people who wrote that, and I just want to ask you, search your soul, search your heart, be honest. How many times have you been a victim of the police? How many times have you been cheated by the police? How many times have you been cheated? How many? You have both flags there, Kennedy? Are both flags flying now, Kennedy? Is that what you're telling me? Oh, so you decided to fly the American flag along with the terrorist flag? One is the stars and bars. The other one is terrorism. The other one tells everybody around that there's the blue team and then you. And if you go, by the way, if you study any police, no one's read it. The people of Forney, how many people here? Go ahead. The people of Forney, anybody who lives in Forney, if you've read the Mullen Commission, go ahead and let me know. How many people of Forney, Texas have read the Mullen Commission? How many people? Go ahead. How many is it? How many is it? How many is it? It's none. It's absolutely zero. That's how many have read it here in Forney, because you never heard of it before just now. You never heard of what the Mullen Commission was before just now. You never heard it. Just admit it. You never heard it. You never heard it. You've never heard of the Mullen Commission. Why don't you just be honest? This is the first time you've ever heard of the Mullen Commission. Before this moment, you didn't know the Mullen Commission existed. It's M-O-L-L-E-N, named after Milton Mullen, who ran the Mullen Commission. The people of Forney have never read the Mullen Commission. All those people in We Are Forney, I challenge you now, and I will send you a free hard copy poster if you read the Mullen Commission, and then you come back and you have a conversation with me. The truth is, you don't want to read the truth. The cops are absolute scum. They're scum from top to bottom. Every single cop, when he leaves his family and kisses his wife and kids, he goes to work, he's scum. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm reading a case now currently, and I don't want to say where the case is because I'm going there next, but I'm reading a case now where a guy is charged with an absolutely ridiculous crime, and the district attorney is prosecuting it. So who's the evil one? The district attorney. We need checks and balances on top of checks and balances. So I teach this all the time for people who just don't know anything about me and it's your first time here. The third philosophy, the checks and balances philosophy of Montesquieu's Spirit of Laws that the American Constitution is based upon, it's based on checks and balances. That's called Montesquieu. That's his name. He wrote the book called Spirit of Laws. Checks and balances doesn't go far enough. We don't have checks and balances on cops. What does the Knapp Commission say? What does the Wickersham Commission say? What does the Seabury Commission say? What does the Mullen Commission say? That without checks and balances on police, a third-party autonomous organization that has subpoena power and arresting power, you'll never have liberty. You'll never have freedom. Never. Look what's going on in policing from Maine to Alaska, from Florida to New York, from Oregon to Washington. We're seeing that cops are now hiding the body cam footage. If you're abused or you're killed or you're raped or you're murdered, then what happens is the police are hiding the body cam footage. That's what's happening. So the people of Forney, you're writing things about me, but why do I exist? How come I exist? Think about it. Let's just play it out. Why do I exist in this form? Why do I know so much information about the foundation of America, about the spirit of laws, about checks and balances, about the social contract, about natural law? Why did I learn all those things? What? I'm a meathead, like to get in the cage and fight. Why would I learn those things? I was railroaded. I was cheated. I was charged. I was caged. I was sexually assaulted in jail by the guards. What, because I don't break down crying about my sexual assault, it didn't happen? Is that what you're telling me? Because I'm now to the point where I have to do something about it. And now, because I don't break down in tears and say, I'm a victim or I'm a survivor, then I wasn't sexually assaulted in jail by the guards? Is that what you're telling me? I have to be a weeping willow. Oh, woe is me. Somebody help me, right? I went through that. And while I'm up and while I'm fighting people right now. I'm fighting this ridiculous system in Forney. That piece of garbage, David Holmes, he said everything about Yunez that was a lie. He made up things. He lied. And then the Internal Affairs Office called back Yunez. What do you think they're going to do from that? Hey, Forney Police Department, while you're watching this, you better listen real close to that body cam footage because I listened to it really well. And that Officer Holmes, needs to be relieved from duty. I talked to Yunez. There's a good chance if you fire him, he won't sue you guys. But if you don't, you're going to face a federal lawsuit. You guys took an alpha male who's very quiet, very reserved, very conservative, very humble. He would never call himself an alpha male. He would never say those words. He wouldn't even go out of sorts. He wouldn't even step out of line. He's not like me at all. We're different. But let me tell you something. This guy's got power. He's got real power. And you guys cheated him. That's why I'm here. Why am I here? Why is my existence here? Why are so many people following and listening to what we're doing? Because of the cops. Because the cop who's got the memorial on the side of the road that everybody's, wham, he died. What do you think he did to people? Why do you think I have no empathy? Why do you think I don't feel anything for him? Why do you think I have no empathy? Breathe easy, don't break the law. That's what the cops made after they choked out Eric Garner. They choked out the guy on the street. Millions of people saw the video. The only people who got arrested was the guy who filmed the video. The cop who murdered the people on the street are still out at work. Was he eventually fired? I can't get into the comments because when I'm in this go mode like this, I can't tell who, and it doesn't really matter. You're not going to deter me. And just so you know, this is 2022. When I run for governor in 2026, there'll be a list of videos that I made of people who were dramatically and awfully cheated by both the police department and the district attorney. Yeah, and the city council member who hid the video. How come Ronald Green's video was hidden for 2 years and the cops who murdered Ronald Green in Louisiana are still on the job? How come Elijah McClain's video was hidden? How come Brandon Ellingson can be murdered by Anthony Piercy in Missouri and Anthony Piercy doesn't do any prison time? He murdered him. How come that is? That's why I exist and that's why I'm here. And if it happened to you, you give me a call. And if you actually have a case, I'll come and I'll help you. Evil man that I am. It's just absolutely incredible. If you guys go to the We Are Forney Facebook page, there's a whole big long blurb saying how evil I am. He's so evil. Really? Then let me tell you what evil does. Evil says, get your license and your registration and your proof of insurance and get it on a card. You're going to be disoriented when these pigs pull you over. Don't let them take advantage of that. Don't have to call your wife to get your insurance. Get your insurance, your registration, and your ID on one laminated card. This is what you have to do to protect yourself, unfortunately. And don't speak to those dirty pigs. They're trying to take you to a dungeon. They're trying to arrest you. The cops came. Yunez called the police to get justice, is what he said on the video today. We recorded the video on the green screen today. He said, I called the cops to get justice because brake checking in Texas is illegal. He shows the cop the video that the guy brake checked him, and the cop says he's got a right to brake. The cop didn't know the law. Forney Police Department, are you paying attention? Is it legal or illegal to brake check people? It's illegal. Does the video show that the guy brake checked twice? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And Officer David Holmes then says, he can brake all he wants. Mr. Holmes, you piece of garbage. He cannot brake all he wants. It's illegal to brake check in the state of Texas. It's illegal. But it's me. But it's me. I'm here because you guys gave the man a ticket when you can see on the video that he got brake checked. It's illegal in the state of Texas to brake check people. Evil that I am, I'm going to say it again. Get your license, your registration, and proof of insurance on a laminated card. Get my Trifold. If you can't afford the Trifold, I'll give it to you for free. There's my horn showing. There's my evil. I'm so evil. He's so evil. He gives away his products for free. Oh, I'm so evil. Evil. You don't think it hurts my feelings? It does. Sure it does. I'm not going to back down. It just deepens my resolve to fight harder. And listen, I would head over to the place where the cop died, but I don't want to be arrested for inciting a riot. But if any of those people from Forney, the son of the fallen officer, the widow of the fallen officer, if any of those people want to have a conversation on Zoom or have a conversation face-to-face, I'll have a conversation with you. I'm not going to duck from you. I actually wanted to head over to the site, and a friend of mine said, if you go over there, they'll try to arrest you for inciting a riot. I actually said they'll arrest me for inciting a riot, but they said they're waiting for you and trying to get you to go there as they rehang a blue terrorism flag. A blue terrorism flag. Hey, cops, you didn't know it? We see that as terrorism. And let me just tell you something. I'm going to have that fight one day in court. We're going to get that flag banned from police because you can't wear that. You can't wear a desecrated flag as part of a police uniform when you're being paid by the city, state, municipality, or district, or borough, or town. It should be illegal. And it needs to change. It needs to change. It needs to change. So you have two things. You have to get your driver's license, your insurance, and your proof of registration on a laminated card. You should have my Trifold or somebody's like mine, someone who created a Trifold. When they say they're going to search your car, you have the answer right there. When they say, let me talk, I get to talk over you, and they're going to cop-splain to you why you're bad, you don't have to let them talk. When they say, is that a threat? Are you threatening me? Here's Chaplinsky. It's not a threat. When they say, I smell marijuana, show them the case law for marijuana. I don't want you to talk to these dirty frickin' pigs. Their job, they get points for taking you away. They get bonuses, and their cop shop gets more money for every arrest they get. In Ohio and Kentucky, they like to impound your car for the fees that they get. Ohio, what a disgusting police state, prison state. Ohio, the last 3 cases I have are from Ohio, where the cops are cheating people. But it's me. It's me, though. It's me. I'm just evil. You know, my mom's Catholic. You know, I was raised in the Catholic Church. I went to church twice a week. If I missed church, I was grounded for a week. I've read the Bible twice, once as a kid, once as an adult. Now, when I was a kid, I didn't really read it like I did as an adult, but I read it because I went to CCD. I went to catechism classes. I was an altar boy. Did you know that? I grew up, I was an altar boy. That's a fact. In my Catholic church, I was an altar boy. But I'm evil? You sure about that? I exist because there's an unchecked power called police. There's no checks and balances on cops. That's why I exist. That's why I breathe and live. I didn't know what my purpose was in life for a very long time. I know now. Because money never captivated me. I'm just like every other guy. I like women. I'm a normal, like 96% of most men, we like women. I'm just a regular guy in a lot of aspects. I have feelings and emotions. I'm just a regular person. So the people of Forney, you know as well as I do, you've been a victim of police. Just admit it. And for the few people who chimed in and said, why are they using a desecrated flag to commemorate a man's death? Why are you using a desecrated flag? Why does it have to be a thin blue line flag? If that man's a patriot, let's celebrate his life with a flag. I agree. But why are you celebrating his life with a thin blue terrorist flag? Why is that? How come that is? Why is that? Why is that? Why are you doing that? How come? What you're doing by flying that flag is showing that you're a part of a gang. You're a gang member. That's what you are. And we know it. We all know it. Everybody here knows it. Everybody here knows it. We know that you have joined a gang, and most of you are beta males, and the only way you can actually have any real power is to join a gang. That's why you can't let the symbol go. We can't let this go. This shows our power. No, dude, it shows your weakness. It shows that you have to have a symbol that signifies that you're a part of an organized gang that's a mafia that steals our money. In LA right now, crime's never been worse. Crime is spiking. I still see cops hiding on the side of the road to give people tickets. Why is that? Why aren't you investigating the victims of crime? My buddy in LA got his Maybach stolen. A Mercedes, a very expensive Maybach, $250,000 car. His Maybach was stolen. He called the cops. Cops said, well, come down to the station, you fill a report. But we're not sending anybody out because of budget cuts. No, dude, the police are playing a long game. Defund us, well then crime's gonna spike. That's what the police are doing. Because there's no third-party agency to manage their budget. Where's the money going, Lebowski? Where's the money going? Where are you putting that money, bro? But it's me. I'm evil. It's this one individual seeking out one case at a time to expose the corruption in police departments, and that makes me evil. What a frickin' joke. What a joke. What a total joke. Total joke. Just reading that I'm evil was like, I guarantee you this, when you got 3 fingers pointing out, there's 3 fingers pointing back at you. Who you calling evil? You see that? You see that? You see how that works? This is an elementary school game, okay? So, marching orders for you folks, the people who know better, that know that the blue line is a terroristic flag, that know that cops are scum, that know that they're using you for revenue collection, that they're arresting people for using their fundamental, constitutional, God-given civil liberties. Marching orders. Get your stuff on a laminated card. Get the Trifold or anybody else's who has anything like this that makes it so you don't have to talk to cops. And when he says, you have to answer me, you show him you have a Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. This is what I need you guys to do. If Yunez had had this and had this, he wouldn't be in this situation. It's just that simple. He showed the officer the video as soon as the cop got there. The cop acted like a 6-year-old who had chosen the blue team instead of the team for justice, and he got an attitude with Yunez, who's a very quiet, conservative Muslim. I'm a lot for in comparison. I'm boisterous and loud and opinionated, and I say exactly what I think. So this is your marching orders. Get your stuff lined out. Get your stuff lined out. Don't become a victim of cops because you weren't prepared. Don't do it. Don't have to call anybody. Don't have to do anything. You should be recording with your phone and have no reason to pick it up other than to record the cops. Your license, registration, and proof of insurance should be laminated on a card. That's what should be done for all the people who understand that the cops are terrorists. Because there's no checks and balances. I would love to respect cops. Get checks and balances on them, I'll respect cops. Until then, no. I would love to go over and have a meeting with the son who's guarding his dad's death site. You're not guarding anything, brother. You know what you are? You're showing that your affiliation to a gang is so strong that the American flag celebrating your father's death isn't good enough. Has to be a blue stripe flag. Has to be a terrorist flag. That's what you're showing, bro. That's what you're showing. And then you need to have something so that you don't have to talk to cops. If the cop says, I smell marijuana, what are you going to say? Answer the question right now, as you sit there right now. Cop says, I smell marijuana in your car. What are you going to do? Well, there's no marijuana. No. It won't work. It won't work. You show them straight up, right here, Commonwealth versus Barr, 2021, held. Marijuana odor alone is not probable cause to search a car. Cops may not search a car just because it smells like marijuana. Fact, any state that sells marijuana in any capacity means that the smell of marijuana alone does not justify a search. And then if you want to speak anything at all, you tell them, I've informed you of the current holdings of the law. My rights are unequivocal. That's all you say. That's it. And I don't even recommend you say that. You say, I plead the fifth, read this. Most cops can read, I think. So, that's right. Say nothing. So, anyway, was I incensed that people called me evil? I just wanted to ask the people of Forney, you guys are posting my videos on your page. How come I exist? I'm evil? Okay. My friends and family would argue with you about that. I'm a very loving, warm person. But when it comes to cops and how much they cheat people, lie, cheat, steal, and rape, yeah, I got a real problem with cops. I don't like them. I don't have any respect for them. I don't like cops. Someone said, oh, he hates all cops. You got me. You got me there. I don't like any of them. Hate? Nah, maybe. Close. Pretty close. Yeah, you could say I hate them. I don't know. Hate's a tough word. Hate means that I would, just so you know, just to be clear, it's not hatred. Strong dislike, strong distrust, overwhelming distrust, absolute dislike, yes. But just so you guys know, I'm for law and order. If I saw two people attacking a police officer, I would jump in and I would help the cop. I'm not going to watch law and order fall to the ground. The cops are not law and order. The cops are the criminals in our country. I would not allow, and so that's why I say I don't hate cops. Everybody, go to semantic of words like they do in the Terry v. Ohio trial. But the point is that no, I don't hate cops, because if I saw someone attack a police officer and I was there, I would help the cop, sadly, because I'm for law and order. I'm for law and order all the way. I'm 100% for law and order. And I would not allow someone to attack a police officer in my presence and not help him. I wouldn't do it. That's not how I'm built. And the people who follow this channel, who are loyal to this channel, they know how I am. I'm for law and order. I'm for justice. And when Yunez didn't get justice, and then the people in Hot Springs, Arkansas, and the people in Brookside, Alabama, and the people up in Ohio and Franklin County and in Lawrence County, when they can't get justice, who do they call? They call you? Are you going to help them? Is it your job to help them? Is that what you're going to do? Are you going to help those people out? I don't think you're going to. You're just going to believe the story. When they call you from jail, you know what you're going to say? What'd you do? What am I going to say? What happened to you? What happened, man? I'm so sorry to hear this. What happened to you? Right? But that's the difference between you and me, is I know the cops cheat people constantly. Do you know in his case, they kept saying to him, we could arrest you for reckless driving. The man is literally submissive to the core. Kennedy, we could settle justice at the site if you're available. Kennedy, you're not worth me fighting you, dude. Do you understand that? Kennedy Gilmore? Bro. See, that's what trolls do, right? They know that I get a lot of attention, and so they want to try to put themselves in the light. What I want you guys to do is protect yourself. Get your license, ID, and registration laminated on a card. Get my Trifold or anybody else's like it. The Pot Brothers also have a 26-word script that they have. If you want to support them, get their 26-word script and put it in your visor. But don't talk to cops. Don't support cops. We need a third-party organization for checks and balances on cops. And until we get it, we'll never, ever be free. We will never, ever be free in this country. As long as we give police total autonomy, and this is all based off of August Vollmer's books from 1929 and 1932. August Vollmer is going to create the Professional Policeman Handbook, and what that's going to say is that cops get autonomy to investigate themselves, and militarizes police at that time. Police were not armed before the alcohol mandate. And then because alcohol, when you criminalize a chemical in America, Americans want sex, drugs, and money. That's what they want. Sorry, don't like it. Too bad. Oh, too bad. The truth hurt. The laws were also based on racism and authoritarianism and a mandate. You don't like it? Oh, I'm sorry, your feelings are hurt. Why is he race baiting? Terry versus Ohio was passed because of racism, and then qualified immunity was passed because of racism, and then the mandate of alcohol, Carroll versus the United States, is based on a mandate. So I just know the truth, and I'm going to speak the truth, and I'm always going to say the truth, and I don't care if you like me or don't like me. I don't care if you think you support me or you don't support me. I don't care, just so you know, about your negative feeling is what I'm saying. I care about the people who support and love me, for sure. Really, it means a lot to me. And there has been people throughout my life that when they didn't support me, didn't love me, it really hurt me, and I was affected by that. But to say that I'm evil, I just want to point out to the people of Forney why I'm here. Why am I here? How come I'm in Dallas right now? Why am I here? I'm here because, why am I here? Because I'm evil and I came here to do evil things? Or am I here because people were cheated here, railroaded here, and never got justice here? That's why I'm here. That's what I'm doing here. And that's why I'm going over to Hot Springs, Arkansas, and that's why I'm going to Brookside, and that's why I'm making another trip up to Ohio, and then I'm heading over to Minnesota to show the Minneapolis Police Department what a real police department should look like in 2022. I've laid out a new system of policing. I've laid it out. I mean, you have no idea how intricate of detail I've gone into a new system of policing using the digital era. No need to detain people with cuffs anymore. 90% of people, 95% of people are not criminally insane. If the police walk up to me and say, Mr. DeCastro, you're being detained, stay in this area. No problem. You got a camera on me? You can see it's my face? No problem. I'm not going to go anywhere. And last I checked, I've never assaulted a police officer. So if you put a camera on me and say, dude, you're being detained, okay. But you don't get dominion over me, you dirty pig. That was a thing of the past before there was cameras everywhere. But now, before there were cameras everywhere, they shackled people like a pig. No, you don't need to shackle 95% of people. There is the anomaly in there, and then I figured out a new way. I've got Velcro straps. I'll show you guys how they work when I unleash how to fix policing in America. So you got your orders, please. Please listen to me. Please. If Yunez had his license and registration and proof of insurance on one card, and the cops came up and said what happened, and he said, I'm going to invoke my Fifth Amendment right, officer. Thank you for your time. The officer would not have seen the video because he wouldn't have shown it to him. The officer would not have put him in cuffs. The officer would not have accused him of having a gun because it was the other guy who said he had a concealed carry license. Do you have any weapons? I'm not answering any questions. Fifth Amendment. Because in between the two different people, Officer David Holmes, you moron, facing a federal lawsuit, Forney Police Department, said that Yunez had a gun. What happens when cops hear you got a gun? What happens? What happens when cops hear you got a... What happens when cops hear you got a gun? What happens to you as a human being? You're treated as though you're an absolute immediate threat of danger, of death. And that's how Yunez was treated. He was treated as though he was a death threat. He doesn't have a concealed carry. He doesn't have a gun. I can feel my cheeks shaking because it makes me so mad that the people of Forney would believe that I came here just to be evil, just to desecrate a man's place where he died. What did that man do with his life? It's a fair question. Aren't you guys going to judge me when I die by what I've done and by what I didn't do? Or when people die, that's it, they were great, they were a great person, they died, you only remember the good things. No, judge me, especially when I die, of what I've accomplished, of what I've done, of what I've changed, of how I've kept my word, of how I've been honest and forthright and truthful and based. Not just because, oh, he was a cop, let's celebrate him. If he was a cop, I want to see his body cam footage of his entire career. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. So, get your stuff on a laminated card. Get it on a laminated card. Get my Trifold or someone else's Trifold. If you don't have the money, I'll send it to you for free. It's a digital download. It costs me a little time. I'll spend the time to get you the digital download. You print it out. You don't talk to cops. Don't talk to these dirty bastards. Don't talk to them. They're absolutely pigs, and they don't care about you, and they want to put you in a dungeon or fine you or fee you or take your money or charge you with crimes. And that's our reality. People of Forney, you are the same victims as the rest of us of an unchecked police department. Do a little research on Forney Police Department. See what you find out on Google. Take a look at that. I did. Take a look at it. Forney Police Department. Just read about it. Forney Police Department, things they've done wrong. Look it up on Google. Okay? So, and for those of you who are here for the first time and you heard about me and you're like, oh, this guy's here and he's doing this bad stuff. What I actually do is I teach origins of law, how law was created. Go back to some of my older videos. I teach how the law was created. Who created it? When was it signed? Why was it signed? What year was it signed? Who did it? Why did it come to law? How come? I teach history. That's what I do. Now, this year, I've had to break out because so many people are being cheated. So now I go around and I help people. And if you've been cheated by the police, please contact me. Send me your video. I want to see what happened to you. I want to know what your defense lawyer said. I want to know what the public pretender did. I want to know what the DA did once he knew your charges were frivolous. Did he try to follow through and charge you with those crimes? In the case up in Ohio, when that person went to court, her public pretender walked up to her after she'd been cheated by the police. And the public pretender said to her, the DA wants to give you 5 days in jail and a year of probation. And she said, for what? And then she had to sit there alone with her public pretender going, you should take the deal. Take this deal. And she had to make a decision on her own, an uneducated person, regarding the law. And she had to say to the public pretender, I didn't do anything wrong, though. Why should I do 5 days in jail? And the public pretender was like, well, this is what the DA wants to do. And she had to sit there in that courtroom by herself. Her husband wasn't with her. He was at work. And she had to sit there and go, man, what do I do? Guess what she did? She didn't take the deal. When the body cam footage that her lawyer never got, when the public pretender finally saw the body cam footage, he walked out to her in the gallery in the next hearing and said, okay, here's your piece of paper. You're done. It's all done. You can go home now. It's all done? No, it's not done. She was taken to a dungeon and strip searched. She was taken to a dungeon and her humility was stripped from her. Could you imagine that happened to your sister or your mother or your best friend or your lover? She's taken to a dungeon and they make her strip all of her clothing off. When I was strip searched, they sexually assaulted me. That's what happened to me. That's why I'm the way I am. You can do whatever you want to me. Bend me over naked and then assault me when I'm naked. You and I are enemies for life. For life. I'll never forgive you. I'll never forgive him until we change it. And then maybe the good Lord above will give me the humility and grace to be able to get past what happened to me. But until that happens, I'm going to be this way. And I'm going to fight the fight till the fight is won. And I don't give a damn if you like me. Because there's people out there who know who I am. And they know what I do. And you don't call me evil. I'm not evil. I'm here because of what the police are doing to people. That's what I'm at. So, last time, please get your license, get your insurance, get your registration, get it on a laminated card, have one in your glove box, have one in the back seat as a backup. And then you take this piece of paper that I'll send to you for free if you can't afford it. I don't care. And you say right here, you have to answer questions. And you say, I have the right to remain silent. And you invoke your Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Do not talk to the dirty pigs. His goal is to get you to say something where he can say, how long have you lived at this address? Oh, I've lived there for over a year. Oh, in the state of Ohio, you got to have your license changed within 6 months. Can you step out of the car, please? And now that you've admitted that you haven't followed a law, that's called probable cause. The Fourth Amendment says no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation. A probable cause is what you just said. You just told him you've lived in Ohio for a year and they have a 6-month rule and you just admitted that you broke the law. Now you can be subjected to being Terry stopped. Right there. What does Terry stop mean? Handcuffs. Okay? So, don't judge me. I'm here because of what's going on in America. I'm here because Yunez was cheated by David Holmes. And then because Yunez talked to the supervisor when we went to file a complaint, hey, I was nice to you. We had a nice conversation, didn't we? Yunez was saying anything he could to be taken out of the torture cuffs. He was saying anything he possibly could say to get out of the torture cuffs. Anyway, to the people of Forney, you know as well as I do you're a victim too. So don't sit and lie, okay? Don't sit and lie. You're a part of it, dude. You've been cheated by the cops. You've seen the cops hiding, and you're like, why is the cop hiding there? Why is he hiding? Why do we need cops hiding to catch you for speeding? If you cause an accident or you're reckless driving and you hurt another person, you're going to get in trouble. Everybody's got a dash cam. There's a if that person doesn't have a dash cam, the next one does. I have a dash cam and a back cam, which magically didn't get submitted to court, right? So you get it, right? You get it. I can't be here all night. I've got to edit this video. We shot it today on green screen. The intricate details of Yunez's case, when you guys hear them, when you see what this cop did, David Holmes, the gun thing just incensed me. And then saying that he admitted he carried a gun in his console? Are you kidding me? The man doesn't have a gun. Okay. To the people of Forney, if you've been cheated, please reach out to me. Let me know. I'll help you, okay? And I don't want to fight anybody. I have no problem fighting people in a cage. If it's a fair, legal arena and I got a reason to fight you, I'll fight you in the cage. If you piss me off and I want to fight you in the cage, if you're willing to fight me in the cage, Jolly Ginger, that fat piece of garbage in Virginia, Jolly Good Ginger, I would love to fight him in a cage. Love to. Love to. I speak. You know, there's people I'd love to fight in a cage where it benefits me. I don't want to fight the whole world, dude. And by the way, you know, I'm over 40. Fighting people now hurts me. So I'll be injured after the fight. You got to be worth it for me to meet you in a cage. Otherwise, you're not worth it to me. And I have a bigger agenda and a bigger goal. It's to help the people that the cops are cheating. That's it. I'm done. All right. Thanks for listening. Love you guys. I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.